So we're going to take full advantage of this sunny day. It's not warm by any means. Well, temperature is relative. I watch YouTube videos of people that are -6 and complaining, and I get that. And it's not really complaining, it's just explaining. But out here, I think it was probably 49 or 50 degrees. It's about 7:30 on a Saturday morning. It's dry and the sun's out, so I can't complain at all. And you'll notice all the work we're going to do on this tractor is going to be by hand, simply because it is 7:30 or 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I don't want to have the compressor fired up and air tools hammering away on this thing, just out of respect for my neighbors and them wanting to sleep in. I did get my other neighbor down here to give me a hand, which is kind of nice. He is just a glutton for punishment, and for some reason likes to get involved in the projects that I get involved in, and subsequently I get involved in some of his projects. First thing we're going to do is drain the water, and I am confident it's water. As I mentioned before, I captured some of the liquid that came out of the tires and let it evaporate in a pie tin, and there was no residue on the bottom of the tin, so that would indicate to me it's just plain water. And we did use a vinyl hose to direct the water away from the driveway, because I just didn't feel like crawling around on wet concrete. So we carefully get the wheels off. The wheels are still extremely heavy even without the water in it. And I know somebody's probably already at their keyboard going, you know, they sell tire dollies for that, and these little lift things to align it. And yeah, that's true, but I don't have one of those. I don't have access to one of those, and I'm not going to go out and buy one just for this project. So we just dealt with it. You'll see this rear end's going to clean up real nice. The grease and the grime in that rear right drum is not a surprise. I knew it was leaking. I knew it was leaking for a long time. And right now we're just kind of checking out everything, how everything's put together. I suppose I could have done some research on how these rear ends are put together and how they come apart, but I kind of like to just work on the fly. So neither of us have done a 48 Ford. We've both got some pretty good experience working on drum brakes, and mechanically they're all about the same. But we just wanted to make sure we got the order of parts and how things are on there so we get it together properly. Coming apart was pretty straightforward. Oh hey, you'll see that the brake shoes, the shoes are not original. Originally they would have been riveted. Sorry, I got distracted by a shiny object there. The original brake shoes had the material riveted to the metal, the brake material itself. These were bonded, which was a good sign. And then as we got the drum off and looked some, what am I saying here? Okay, let's take that again. As I got some of the grime wiped off the brake shoes, there was stamping in there that it was made in Taiwan, non-asbestos, semi-metallic shoes. So that's really the only reason why I'm even handling these shoes. If they were the old school riveted ones that had asbestos in it, I would have been wearing rubber gloves and I would have bagged them and I would have deleted them. But as I said, this was made in Taiwan. It says non-asbestos right on it. So I assume at some point in time, they did the brakes probably within the last 15 years, being that this tractor sat for the last 8 to 10 years in a barn. Yeah, so they have a ton of meat on them. It's about 65 bucks for a set of brake shoes. I decided my frugal nature was not going to allow myself to just go out and replace them. So I'll show you a secret in part 2 of this video on how to extract the oils out of your brake shoes that you want to save. Here we're just inspecting the rear bearings singular, excuse me, and they're actually in very good shape. The little roller bearings are in very good shape. Very tight, no nicks, no unusual colors, which would indicate heat. That thing gets a really good bath in gear oil. Assuming that the seals work, it stays in there. So let's hop off the other side here. Let's take a look and see. The rear left wheel did not have any indication of leaking, seal leaking. And you'll see the difference in how clean the inside of the drum is here in just a minute. Remarkably, that wheel is very nicely centered. The balance is very centered, even though it's extremely heavy and the weights are on the inside. The thing would probably, if it was on level ground, it would probably just stand up on its own. And of course, the last thing we wanted to do is lay it flat on the surface and then have to get it back into an upright. So we just leaned it against the tractor there, and ultimately I used a cargo strap to hold it to the tractor so it wouldn't roll out into the street. you'll see this rear left drum as a broken stud, and today is January 16th, and that rear tire is still off, and that rear brake assembly is not put back together because the rear stud kit was back ordered from a tractor company that I bought it from, and I want the original lugs. I want the original nuts on there so they all match. Nuts. So that's kind of the long and the short of it. You'll see how dry everything is here. The shoes on this side look pretty darn good. I did put my recovery tub there underneath because as soon as we pull the brake assembly off, we do get a little bit of gear oil spluting out of the axle tube housing. Where's my back to this? Oh, that's right. We just pulled everything off. So we're just kind of inspecting. We have to pull that assembly off. That's what is being loosened right now, the back nuts on that backing plate, so we can get everything out, and then we reseal everything. Ultimately, we'll reseal everything and put it back together. So that's it, 6-minute, 17-second video, just a quickie. I'll get another part 2 of this one up in the next day or so. I'm working both days this weekend, so it's going to be awesome. So there's our mess. Look at that. Yes. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it, guys. Talk to you later. See ya.